lasers, graphs, screws, and a big red button. This is the Dyson V12 Detect Slim, the latest model from the vacuuming giant. It's pretty pricey and comes with plenty of new exciting features. But if you've got a V7 lying around at home, or are thinking of getting the much cheaper V8, which is pretty similar, is the upgrade really worth the price? We're sending this off to the lab for our full testing regime. But before we do that, here's a quick look at the features an extra £200 would get you. The first thing you notice is the laser. You might think a bit excessive for a vacuum cleaner, but it's actually quite a useful addition. While those satisfying mowing lines make it easy to see where you've been on carpet, with hard floors it's not so simple. But by illuminating dust particles in fluorescent green, you should be able to avoid missing a spot. So I've just finished with the V7, and on this hard floor it is quite tricky to see where I've missed a spot. I know where I've been, but I'm sure there are triangles where I've not been thorough. But with the V12, you're not getting away with it. It illuminates all the dust, and that's quite handy. Do you like to keep track of exactly how many specks of dust you've collected? Well, apparently some people do, because the new Dysons come with the Detect system, a tiny sensor which will count each particle as it whizzes up the tube. It does this by analysing the vibrations of particles as they enter the bin. In theory, this should give another indication that you've collected all the dust in an area when the graph stops rising. It also automatically triggers power mode when it detects large concentrations of dust. Listen to see if you can tell when we go over a dusty patch. But it's not all high-tech developments. One of the most noticeable changes is the button. Instead of their classic trigger, they've replaced it with a simple on-off button, one that you don't have to hold down as you do all of your vacuuming. This will be a welcome relief for anyone who has mobility issues in their hands. No more constant gripping while you vacuum the house. In another example of why has this solution taken so long to be added, this Dyson has the latest anti-wrap technology, which seems to be a cone. The science is as old as Isaac Newton. The hair is drawn in from this side, down the screw, and sucked out this end. So how does which demonstrate the anti-tangle technology? With real human hair, of course. So the anti-tangle screw made light work of this slightly shorter hair. But when we detangled some hair from my old vacuum and tried to suck that up, it did look like it would struggle for a little bit, but you kept on going and it easily pushed itself to the end and whizzed up here. So it seems like the technology works. Improvements have also been made to the general motor head, with vanes to comb collected hair and allow it to travel quickly up into the bin. If you've had a cordless vac as long as I have, you'll have noticed that the time before charging gets shorter and shorter as the battery deteriorates. I've had to change the battery 2 or 3 times, and each time means removing 3 screws, putting the new thing in and tightening up again. It's not an easy process. Not so with the V12. Now changing the battery is as easy as a push of a button. What's great about this is not only is it good for a dead battery, but if you run out of juice halfway through vacuuming your palatial manor, you can just reload with a second battery and you're ready to take on the West Wing. In fact, we made easy change batteries a requirement of all Best Buy vacuum cleaners, and we're delighted to see that Dyson has made the change too. Finally, some basic comparisons. The bin size on the V12 Slim is a bit smaller than the older model, but it is part of the Slim range. The V15, which is also quite new, that is a lot bigger. But they've also changed the way that you empty it. Instead of emptying out the bottom, this one empties like this. Also, the V12 comes with this nifty hinge section that will help you get underneath sofas, though it's now included with new V8 purchases as standard. The battery life is said to be 20 minutes longer on the V12, but we'll need to test that properly before we believe it. Also, have Dysons gotten quieter or louder over the years? This is my old V7 on boost mode, and this is the V12 on boost mode, which they claim to be quieter. We'll make sure to get an accurate decibel reading in our labs. And this V12 Slim is true to its name, weighing in at just 2.2 kilos rather than 2.5 kilos for the new V8. So in conclusion, while there are plenty of new high-tech features in this, unless you've got loads of hard floors or a lot of tangly pet hair, it's probably not going to revolutionise your cleaning life. Nevertheless, Dyson have said that they've made big improvements under the hood in the V12, so we're going to send it off to the lab, really put it through its paces and see how it does. Sign up to Which's Weekly Scoop free newsletter so you can be the first to know about the latest advice on keeping your home clean.